what is up, guys? So today, okay, that lag. I kind of want to talk a little bit about how I went from bronze in competitive to silver in competitive. Okay, as we know, lots of people have been stuck in bronze for a very long time. That was me for a while too. Now, as you guys can see, I am in silver. Well, no silver, but it's still silver. And kind of want to talk about the differences I can see between bronze and silver. You might be in bronze and say that you are part of silver, and a lot of people who are in bronze really deserve silver, or a lot of people even higher. So that's what I'm talking about some things, and I'm kind of gonna use Reinhardt as a point of reference for some of these things, just so I don't have to explain it for a bunch of different characters. Alright, uh, one thing that you're really gonna want to do if you want to get out of bronze, you're gonna want to group up. I group up almost all of the time. They are also going to have the advantage of being more coordinated and just knowing that they're gonna have a good composition. But you just have to stay coordinated. Okay, another thing that you really want to keep in mind when you're getting from bronze to silver is you always want to stay positive. Positivity most literally wins you games. You stay positive up until the end. You have a higher chance of winning that game than the enemy team. This is because when you're positive, you want to play better. You just it's strange, but you just play better when you're positive. When you're negative, you're just not working as well. You're not thinking as much. You're gonna be playing a lot more aggressive, most likely. You're gonna be like thinking about one person on the enemy team more than all of them. You're gonna be wanting to go for eliminations more than actually sticking with your team. It's just not good. But if you're positive and you try to keep your team positive, you have a much higher chance of actually winning. Okay, so my third point or tip for getting into silver for bronze is stick with who you're good at. You probably hear this a lot too, like most of the things I'm saying, but don't try like if you're good at like say Reinhardt, stick with Reinhardt. Don't try to play Orisa. Just in the next competitive game you play, unless you were practicing tons on PTR with Orisa, you're probably not gonna pull in Orisa. Because before you actually bring her into competitive, you're gonna wanna practice her a lot in quick play and some training mode, just so you get used to her and stuff. Because you don't wanna start playing someone who you're not practiced with in competitive. Because chances are you're not gonna do too well, and you're not gonna be a good part of your team. So another one of my tips for how to get from bronze to silver, or maybe if you're already in silver and you don't know these tips yet, from silver to gold, is be able to play 2 heroes in each class. I don't mean 2 heroes in attack, 2 heroes in defense, although that would be quite nice. I just mean 2 DPS, 2 tanks, and 2 healers. So I play Pharah and Bastion. Please don't get super mad at me. Reinhardt and Winston, and Lucio and Ana. I can also play Mercy though. So that's really useful because then you can you're able to play more heroes. The reason I personally do 2 heroes in each class is because if you have 2 heroes, that means say it's not so good if the other person playing your class in your team also can only play one hero. If they lock in one hero, if they say if you're really good at Genji, and the other person locks in Genji, and you're only good at Genji for DPS, you're gonna have a little bit of a problem there, you know? Because then you're probably gonna have to play a DPS that you're not as good at. Um, there's obviously you might want to have a primary DPS, but yeah, you really want to have at least 2 of each class for that reason. My last reason tip is that you want to practice. Practice your games. Don't go into a competitive without practicing. Go for maybe practice quick play. I always like to do a little bit of I don't play Genji, please don't play me. I always like to go into a little bit of training mode, test out movement. If you're trying to test out movement with heroes like Genji or Lucio, I like to use the place over there. But you just practice. Before you do a competitive game, just make sure your aim's good, make sure your movement's good, and then make sure your group is good. That's always a good thing to do. A little bit of quick play with your group to make sure they're doing well too. Yeah, then even just when you're not going into a competitive game right there, just practice when you can get into a competitive game, you know? That was bad, but you can get your aim gets better, your teamwork can get better, your knowledge of maps can get better. Practice is definitely important in this game.
In the area. That's how it's done.
So yeah.
I
Yeah, that's my list of tips. This isn't so much a tip, I just want to add this in here. In the midst of combat, make sure you're calling out things. If there's a Pharah behind you, make sure your team knows. Most of the time they're already gonna know, but it's just nice to throw a little bit of a call in there, and so your DPS can start focusing her down. And also, if your Reinhardt says push, he's gonna start walking in there. I'm gonna use Reinhardt as a point of a little bit of just to say some things. I'm gonna use Reinhardt because say if Reinhardt says charge it, what he's gonna start doing is he's gonna start walking in there with his shield. DPS and other tank and healer you guys are gonna want to follow him. Maybe if the rest of your team isn't starting to follow him, just start following him yourself. If you start, then maybe another person will start, and then if a good amount of people are going, most likely the rest of your team's gonna start to go too. And then normally what I like to do as Reinhardt at this level is if you can get a good push in, like you don't even need to be too much better than the other enemy team, but if you can just call a push and your team is organized, you can just my aim was bad, I'm not really focusing. You can just destroy them. And if it's already 5v6, then one of your DPS got a pick, just charge in there and know when to fall back, because also as even DPS, I mean not DPS, if you're defended, know when to fall back. You know, if you have one person, just like people just come in strictly on the point trying to defend it. But like if your team's about there, yeah, do that. Try to hold the point, hold it so your team can get there. But if you're the only one there, people aren't even really close. You're just trying to hold it for a couple seconds longer. It's not really worth it. A lot of times what I see happen is people on defense just start doing that, and then they just like they're trickling in one at a time. My team just destroys them. We take out one, the next person comes in, take out them, because when there's only one target, everyone's focusing that one target. Giant damage output. they can't do anything. Nothing. Um, yeah, they're just done. So if it's the first point, just let it happen. Like, just let them take the point. I mean, it's your call, but I would just let them take the points. Otherwise, probably kills a lot too. Your team is gonna be stagnant. They're just you guys are gonna be responding at all different times. If you're gonna coordinate another push, which is definitely necessary, that means it's gonna take even longer to coordinate that push. It's not a good thing. It's good for the attackers. It's amazing for the attackers. That keeps it happening to me. We just get 3 points because they keep on staggering. They keep on just trickling in. So that's another tip, I guess. But if you guys enjoyed, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys are actually going to use these tips. I mean, they're pretty basic tips, and I find myself using this. And oh, actually, God, I almost forgot one of the biggest ones. Actually, if you're in a good group and you're winning tons of games, and you lose one, actually, it's a good idea to just stop there. If you're thinking, oh, we can make it back up, that might happen one time, but like most of the time, you're just gonna lose, and then you're like, oh, I have to make it up. I have to make it up. I want to get my SR back. You're just gonna continue losing. You get in a bad mood, lose. You're down. Same thing if you're lagging out. If you're lagging out, try to fix the problem, but if you can't fix it, don't go in for another game. Just get out of queue as fast as possible. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. You know, if you want to see more videos like it, subscribe. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.